Good morning, everybody. So, big reversal yesterday. Was it, like I said, was it meaningful? Well, every candle is meaningful, and we got to put it in the context of the trend and what preceded it. And on a closing basis, how meaningful was it? So, we'll start with the futures here. As far as the futures go, looking at this, was it meaningful on a closing basis? Not really. It inched up a little bit. It closed with inside the prior bar's ranges. There was a reaction when it dipped down. So buying on the dip. Why after such a nasty drop? Was a bit surprising, but I'll get to that. So today at 10 o'clock, we got a bunch of numbers coming out. There'll be jiggles, and then everybody will worry about the numbers coming out at 10 o'clock. And then we'll worry about the strike at the ports, and then we'll worry about bombs potentially going off in the Middle East and worry. All right. So trend continues to be up. Momentum is slowed almost to a crawl. Right? Little candle bodies and bar by bar closing basis. Not much of a change. Still in the upper part of a bullish wide range bar, holding minor support. So while momentum is slowing, not going much of anywhere for the moment, the trend is up, and it's just kind of boring. All right. NASDAQ futures underperforming, not going much of anywhere. Bounce up off of support. So still buying the dip. The Dow down a little bit here, right? Rejection, bought the dip, closing basis, going nowhere. Right? Line charts, if you can visualize things, it's good. But sometimes looking at a line chart is meaningful and it helps, especially when things are jiggling around like this. Russell futures just marking time, going nowhere. All right. SPY. And so sometimes we eliminate the overnight data and things could look different. So we got a nice wider range bottoming tail candle within this consolidation. Trading range, 65-minute chart going nowhere. The question is, can it take out the top of the trading range? We've got a wide range bar here, and we've got a lot of pivot lows there. So yesterday's low is significant support on a short-term basis. It shouldn't even get down there, right? With a bar like that. It should not even get down there. It gets down there, it closes below there. The trend is still up. We still got a lot of noise, but negating a bullish bar like that is something to pay attention to. Okay. All right. So where is it right now? It's trading near yesterday's close, just marking time. Nothing much going on here. Now, what was the reaction about yesterday? I don't even know what set it off. I was kind of doing something and it's like, whoa, look at, that little sell off there. And then it came ripping back. Now, remember yesterday, this big open interest over here in puts and calls. Think about the thought process of what's going on here. There was a very large open interest in puts and calls. This thing dips down like that. Those puts became very valuable. And people closed them and took their money. It ripped it right back up again. And so that, other than buying the dip, that big open interest in those calls, I should say the puts, just pushed it right back up again. So as we look at that now, and if you go and look, it's gone. All of that big open interest is gone. And where's it over here? Is gone. The calls still there. So if this theoretically, if this should follow through to the upside, these become more valuable. People take their money. Remember, these things expire, right? Today. you got to be foolish not to take your money. So if it was to push up there, it could be dragged all the way back down and continue to make just marking time. And we've got this 10 o'clock economic reports, which could drive it up, and that would be in alignment with this reversal bar. But keep in mind that those option traders holding those calls will say, let me take my money. And it's likely to drag it back down again. So we'll see. I don't think it's going to go all that far, but the news could move it. We got to keep that in mind. It's coming at 10 o'clock. So sharing the thought process here. Right? The strike, and if this goes up, this strike will be worth more than what it is, which is about $1 right now, but it's above the whole number. So if it should begin to rally at 10 o'clock, thing to do is to look to see what that premium is to get further away. Going down here today, unlikely, unless that 10 o'clock information comes out and it's like something terrible, right? And the whole, again, hopes of more cuts begin to evaporate. Could it go down there? Yeah, I mean, it could be a shock, but that's why, wait for the news to come out at 10 o'clock. Industrials jiggling back and forth. Transports moved up a bit, hit some resistance, kind of held up there. They're just a big mess and nothing to do. Take a peek at the 13-week. Just stabilizing here. So flat. Everybody just waiting for more news. Kind of boring, but it is what it is. Bitcoin backed off a little. Just a lot of jiggles going on everywhere. Gold still strong, looks great. Should be buyers on any dip down here. Now got a little extended from the 20, right? So this, accelerating that way, it may need to chop around a little while longer. You see it coming off here a little bit. No big deal. Momentum is slowing on the weekly. That's a little extended. So that might need to correct a little while longer, but still trend up on the weekly, trend up on the daily. Of course, it is on the monthly. It's at new all-time highs. And until proven otherwise, it will go higher. Silver at the top of the trading range. That's doing nothing. Crude oil. We spoke about coming down here, and it's triggering this alarm in here, that horizontal line. Will it form a W? And so it's at the bottom of this trading range. You can see on the weekly chart. Pretty significant support there over the last few years. Will it break? Will it not? We'll see. Right now, it's retesting this reversal. The sellers were at minor resistance, pushing it back down, and we'll continue to keep an eye on this to see if it makes a turn here. And if so, of course, well, XLE, which is a big mess, but we then go back, not back, but going looking into energy stocks that are showing relative strength. Energy, oil, gas, anything related to that sets up setups, maybe things that are near breakouts, of course, put spreads. We're looking for that to turn. Semiconductors, technology, pulling back into where they should begin to make a turn. Overall, it's just not ready yet. Gapping up here a little bit, not a big deal. There's really nothing going on pre-market here as far as the broader markets go. That's a big deal. Financials held up pretty well yesterday. Really kind of dipped, and like everything else 1 second. Yeah, let me see what I see the mic moving. Can you hear me now? Yeah, there was I don't know what happened there. Something bounced for a minute. Maybe the internet connection. So what I was saying was XLF financials are just consolidating the gain, and things are it's tightening up. I mean, we talk about the spring being wound. And so while the trend is up, right now we're waiting to see, does it break out further or does it break down? Um, so nothing much going on there either. Regional banks, little pullback. It looked like they were going to dip. We talked about a measured move lower. The S&Ps got dragged back. And so this green bar today, it's not all that convincing. It's not doing anything this morning. It's a trading range, higher low, maybe. Right. So we'll see. Like everything else, we're going to see. And I'm not repeating news, so on and so forth. Um, Interest rates being as low as they are. This came ripping back yesterday after the dip. It didn't take out any meaningful resistance, sideways range. So as we look around, everything looks pretty good. Some things better than others. They're consolidating. Um, News coming this week that could accelerate things up or down. So keep in mind that big open interest I showed you on those calls. If things do start to go up, probably don't want to think, hey, this thing's going to keep going. I mean, who knows what to think? Most of the time, we got to look at the chart. That'll tell us what to think. But as it goes up there, reaches possibly, if it was to get up toward 5,800, it's probably going to get dragged back down for the reasons mentioned. Other than that, it's all pretty much the same. Retailing, top of the range, um, FDN. That is of some interest, meaning, it came up here near this highs and it's just consolidating. But no matter where we look, it's a time of waiting that what happened, recently things are consolidating. And while we're finding individual stocks that look decent, we really need some dips to happen. And I continue to point out, as we looked at yesterday, sentiment is way up there and breadth is just neutral, which kind of leads me to think maybe, hey, if this thing can break out, not this particularly just the broader markets, and this comes up here, we're going to have a sell signal. That doesn't mean, I always say, it doesn't mean crash. It just means that, hey, some kind of corrective process, and major support in virtually everything is so far away that not nothing, but most things would not be damaged severely. We just have to assess that situation as it unfolds. All yours, Dan.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the afternoon moves were totally pal yak, and kind of read a summary of it today. And it's just ad nauseum, interest rates again. He's saying, hey, just because I did half, don't expect me to be that, like, aggressive. Today and yesterday, the very first thing I heard when I turned on the news, talk about friggin' interest rates. And we were hoping it would go away after the cut. And I told you all, I said, nope, then they're going to be yakking about the next one. That's, wow, I couldn't be an announcer. That would drive me nuts. All right, Alex, look at my Roku alarm went off. I've been watching this for this turn. Um, this could be a home run entry. we should have been in it on this little weekly buy setup, but if this monthly holds, it could go to 150. It could double from here. So I'll be watching that. I got it in a window. But let me, as always, go through alarms here first. Schwab, I've been watching for a couple of months actually. And my alarm went off this morning on this first crazy tail. And I looked at it, I'm like, what's going on? And then 30 seconds later, CNBC is talking about, the president's going to be taking over. But it's a beautiful bottoming pattern. Little 1, 2, 3 on the weekly, major support monthly. So it's a time to take a position. A MER we're in is a bottoming pattern. See when we're in trail mode. This is beautiful consolidation. Red bar ignored. So I moved stop yesterday's low. We got a couple FCF from I posted a couple trades last night in the advisory letter. This was one. No, not checks. Checks actually stuffed out. Earnings here, not many. MKC, $84. If it can bobble around here, as Greg says, and take out the 30-minute high, then it's a downside shakeout and an uptrend. So that's worth watching. PayX also. Gap breakout on earnings and an uptrend. I was hoping it was opening relatively flattish to up just a little. But that's a watch. I'll put that on the bottom right here. Oh, Boeing. Well, that Boeing was not earnings, but it's on my list. AYI is a bull rectangle continuation. That's bullish. Gapping up $6. Unfee, that's sloppier, but oh, look at the monthly as an inverse head and shoulders. Look at that. The problem is it came down in a stair-stepping fashion, although, it is a big void. So the monthly supports higher prices. This is too sloppy. You would need a big stop. All right, those are all the earnings. Let's see what Raul has for us. Yeah, Raul loves his buy setups. The only thing I would like better on this Raul is if yesterday was a bigger range expansion reversal. Because even if this triggers, I'm not convinced that it won't marginally make a new low. But yes, I like it. It's a nice, I'm assuming that was earnings. It's a nice igniting gap pullback. So yeah, that's good. Let me set an alarm at 66:55. All right, pre-market, I said spiders cues. IWM's the weakest, but I have an alarm up here to 2140. All three of these are zero DTE. Zero DTE ideas. Let's see how they set up. Ideally, it'll happen after 10, as Greg said the numbers. Alex, you talking about this inverse head and shoulder I just said? On the monthly? Alex, do you drink mimosa or Bloody Marys this morning? That is 1000% a right shoulder, left shoulder, downside neckline. So I don't know what you were smoking this morning. That's a total inverse head and shoulder. All right. Hey, Don, are you here? You remember yesterday? Where's this K-Web? Remember yesterday, Don? I said, that's not a Whoa, that looks good. That's the regional things. KBWP, that's it. Right here, K Web. Remember I said yesterday, this could be the short-term exhaustion stuff? Look at that. It went up, see that tiny tail went up a little bit. Range expansion selling. So this entire China sector, I said, we should be able to find good zero, not zero, but whatever Friday call spreads. So if somebody wants to scan those, I'll do them when we slow down. But I mean, there should be tons of them. Look at even, it's bullish. I mean, it's bullish, but once we get a reversal, all right, Boeing, they just said there's no end in sight. Well, there's no daylight of the strike. It still looks horrible. Gulf Delta got a downgrade, but if it can recover, it's a sloppy buy setup. We're actually in LMT, and I didn't see any gaps. I already looked. It might gap down with the downgrade of Gulf Delta. Zim runs ports, I think, shipping, whatever. I'm actually shocked that this thing ripped this much into the news of them knowing that the deadline of the strike last night, which, they're at an impasse and port workers are on strike now. But so that could be a call spread. Ford got an upgrade, I think. Goldman, Disney downgrade. Could be a day trade short. Pins got an upgrade. $34. Hey, that ain't bad. This would be a great 30-minute high trade now. I don't need Boeing here. Pins, that's a nice gap breakout. Now I know it's at the top of the range, but it went sideways here and is gapping over two bearish bars. And it's a bullish pre-market. So if this can hold the gains, this will be, and not run too much, this will be a beautiful 30-minute high trade. Apple's down, and so I looked at the Dow because Dow's lagging today, and this is the biggest drag, down $4. And Microsoft down 2, so those are two powerhouses. So I don't know what the news is. I didn't see anything, but for this gap down, this was a beautiful closing breakout. Alex, this is also an inverse head and shoulder. Go have another mimosa. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, closing breakout. But now it's destroyed a little bit. Now, serve. This is a pattern that if it can take out yesterday's high, then it might keep going. I have an alarm up here somewhere. I think 980. There's our K-Web. All right, I went through all these. Did I do Ryan? Oh yeah, that's what Raul mentioned. All right, let's go up now. Ball closing breakout looks great. Berkshire, we did half light yesterday. Big old W bottom looks great. And you can add yesterday's high. ELF, it's down a lot, but it's bearish as can be. The bear rectangle with kind of 3 breakout failures. So it's still weak as can be. So that's short idea. SMCI. Somebody said they had a 10-for-1 split effective today, which I can see in the price. And it's really not doing a lot. So this is actually, today's Tuesday now. So Friday would be 3 DTE. It's actually a condor watch. If you can go maybe well, it's not $10 anymore after the split, but go maybe $2. The 50 call spread, and I'm just eyeballing here, maybe the 35 put spread, if there's any juice. Let's take a look at that. All right, keys, another buy setup bank, Alex brought to our attention. I like this one better. It's more of a potent turn, and I like the converging MAs. XBI is trying to make the turn. Put spread idea, Quattro, another buy setup with multi-bar turn. This looks fantastic. Revotrack 2050, bullish weekly. That's a nice multi-bar turn. I gotta put, I gotta write up MT live here on the turn, and this would be a fantastic example right there. Rambus, Greg mentioned yesterday, it's gap breakouts, bobbling around, which is good because then it's building a base of support and not retracing deep. Let me set a new alarm on 4260. Greg mentioned oil turning. We sold a put spread on XOP yesterday. And XLE looks good too, both gapping down a little. All right, Zulu Sierra. We did a call spread, but under yesterday's low, looks like a short. Let me set a new alarm. 169.50. So all our opens are fine. We have a ton of opens in the advisory letter. All right, Schwab, XLE, Duolingo. If this can now take out Friday's low, that's a call spread idea. Let me set an alarm at 276. Got right, yields gapping down. Focus on alarms here. We have naked puts on Oracle that closed very bullish. So I tightened stuff on that. AMCR alarm. We're in that, I guess. Are we? I forget. We have so many opens. No, we do not. So that was just an alarm of interest is all. All right, Ryan. All right, this is what Raul said. So that you can watch on a pullback. Quattro, that's a go. Quattro looks great. I typically don't like trading in the first 5 minutes. So you follow your own trading plan, but it triggered for subscribers. I'm going to post it. See when up alarm. Yeah, Quattro looks great. Like I said, I just it's in my trading plan. I'm just not a big, and right out of the gate unless it's an igniting pattern and the futures are supporting me. Delow, Delow, is this official or early alarm? Delow under 793. We're going to buy the $9 puts for a limit of $1.20. It's Yeah, that's the offer. You can actually get a buck 15. And I'm late as always. I'll get to these later. Below 115. 792. Got Roku. Uh, yeah, I'd like 30-minute high. I'm not going to rush into that, particularly with the market falling and 10 o'clock news, but it's on my list. IDCC alarm. See, we had a beautiful open gain yesterday. And so now my low alarm went off, and I said that should not have happened. Big old topping tail. But, we warned. So, Greg, stop is Friday's low. Would you do anything now?
I gapped under that bar. Doesn't look good.
Right.
And
But the question is, how would you
well,
change your management?
it's on support, so I wouldn't do anything right here.
Right, right. I'm just asking in general.
Yeah. Hopefully that flips back up and becomes a bottoming tail bar.
Mm.
And I'll call that intelligent hope mode because the gap certainly is bearish.
Oh, I wouldn't call it it's not a big gap. It opened flat. The topping tail.
Uh, yeah. I had your screen small. I thought the top was, no, it actually more like what I was talking about this morning. Things are just sideways, from the wide range bar, it's well above the middle of it. So it's okay.
All right, Zulu Sierra, 30-minute low, maybe. We have a call spread, as I said. XBI, Sophie. I think Sophie is actually stopping out. Stop 757. So here's another one though, Greg. Two topping tails after that buy setup. Our stop is 757. So I gave it a few pennies under this bar, but he's on probation right now.
Yeah. Have to wait till 10 o'clock and see. Maybe things flip up. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Going through alarms here, you all, like always. All right, so yeah, this gapped up. Let's tighten the stop on this 3038 on C-Win. Amen. I think we're in Amen. Let me look. Yeah, we're already short Amen from yesterday. Yep. Courtesy of Sam I am. Oh, it's strong. I'm just selective on new longs is all, but I'll put it on the list. It's strong. I got a ton of alarms here, so I'm in defensive mode. I think this is early. No, it's not. Stop 829. We have $8 calls. $8 calls are now 52. My rent is gone. Hey, Steve. I'm just going through alarms. Herb low alarm. Remember, this was dead money for a long time. And 62.95. So that is a real stop. I think we have just a half a lot. Yeah, half a lot. But I don't like the morning action here at all. So no longs for me. We got a ton of longs, so it's surely not like I'm looking for more exposure. Oh shoot, I shorted naked puts for my dad yesterday. I totally forgot about him. Shorted the 569. Shoot, I had an open profit too. Darn it. I'd say that's just bad management. I forgot about it. So I, as of now, turned a winner into a loser.